Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Some intellectuals attempt to justify their penchant for deep dives by insisting that depth is usually required. But despite having a PhD myself, I believe that my clients and people in general have been moved to growth more by tidbits than by tomes. I'm going to leave the resolution of that debate to other people, but based on the assumption that at the minimum, brief needn't be bad, I went and reviewed lists of popular proverbs and identified 10 that are particularly worth keeping top of mind and 10 that should be excised from your brain. Here are the 10 good ones. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Right. Maybe the most valuable self-help tip is that is baby steps. Knowledge is power. Yep. My clients generally found that while networking and looks can get you in the door, except for low-level jobs, competence more often gets you the job, keeps you employed, and keeps you and your career on an upward trajectory. A little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. Some people have self-esteem that's a lot higher than their expertise justifies. They don't even realize how little they know, but they feel confident about being loud and proud and demanding what others should do, even what the nation should do. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Right. There are many reasons why someone might not follow your suggestion. They may believe, if only unconsciously, that your suggestion is unwise. Other times, they may have an irrational fear that only sometimes can be successfully addressed. Other times, one of my career counselors, for example, would find a reason to say no to every career idea that I suggest, but on probing, it's clear they really don't want a job. Whether you're a counselor or not, the art is in realizing when to persist, in encouraging somebody to change, and when to let go. Actions speak louder than words, and the variants of that proverb, don't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk, and what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Again, as a career counselor, I'm particularly sensitive to nonprofits, universities, and politicians crowing about the importance of treating workers fairly, but they themselves use as many unpaid volunteers and part-time unbenefited workers as they can. It's no use crying over spilt milk. Some people waste their time and energy while impeding their ability to move forward by endlessly revisiting their past iniquities. After a brief, literal or metaphorical cry, your life may proceed better by taking the next baby step forward. The early bird catches the worm, and its variants, if you snooze, you lose, strike while the iron is hot, and never put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Indeed, apart from intelligence, the key differentiating factor between my successful and unsuccessful clients is that most of the successful ones procrastinate little. They don't even think about whether they should vigorously work, they just do it. They recognize that the life well led is mainly about accomplishment and serving others, and procrastination, of course, is inimical to that. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Why is Ben Franklin's adage true? One reason might be that staying up late too often involves alcohol or other substance abuse. We're less likely to be that way, abuse drugs or whatever, early in the morning, and so we are more likely to be healthier, productive, and becoming wise, or at least knowledgeable. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Right. Few people or few proposals are pure gold. There's dross in there. So it's wise to look for the good within. If you hold out for pure perfection, you may have a long wait. Birds of a feather flock together. We are urged to celebrate diversity. But that ain't so easy. That's why the U.S. spends literally billions of dollars every year on diversity management. If we're honest with ourselves, we'll acknowledge that it's easier, at least, to get along with people who are like us, not just in cultural background, but in intellectual style, preference for activities, and political persuasion. I mean, how many Trump haters are close friends with Trump lovers? Now here are the 10 bad ones. Bad aphorisms, proverbs, maxims, they're all pretty similar. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. That's wrong. Feedback, tactfully dispensed, is crucial to growth. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Wrong again. Even top performing people and certainly products can and should be striving for improvement. All good things must come to an end, and its variant, what goes up must come down. Wrong. If anything, things that go well tend to continue. Or conversely, as Warren Buffett said, turnarounds don't turn. If, for example, your career or your relationship's going well, or you've had an improvement, ask yourself, what is making this work? And keep doing that, or maybe more of it. All's fair in love and war. Wrong. Ethics should always trump the fury endemic to romantic and military battle. Of course, it's easier said than done. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Wrong. Sure, take care of your basic personal hygiene and organizing your home and workspace, but to claim that cleanliness is next to godliness implies that people should prioritize neat freakness over productivity and pleasure. Wrong. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Wrong. The wise person assesses case by case whether to persist, tweak, or change. Or, as country singer Kenny Rogers more folksily put it, you gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, and know when to walk away. Good things come to those who wait. That leaves too much to chance. You'll likely be ended with what no one else wants. If you want to follow that sort of maxim, it's wiser to live by the aforementioned, the early bird gets the worm. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Alas, too often, absence leads to indifference or even cheating. Of course, every relationship is different, but generally, moderate closeness is best. Not smothering, but not so distant that the positive feelings fade, replaced by close-at-hand temptations. Still waters run deep. Sometimes the waters are still because there's nothing going on underneath. Of course, periodic reflection is wise and to be admired. But if the stillness is the norm, watch out. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The golden rule isn't bad, but the platinum rule is better. Do unto others as they would have done unto themselves. Just because you like something doesn't mean somebody else will. Be more other-directed. Focus on what they'd like. For example, my wife would welcome my buying her a gift certificate for dancing lessons, while I'd much rather have a pair of orchestra tickets to a great show. If she followed the golden rule, she'd give me the dancing certificate, which would never get used. The takeaway? Is there at least one of these proverbs that I've listed as good that you want to keep top of mind? And is there at least one on the bad list that warrant expulsion from your brain? Thank you for watching. I'm Marty Newco.